Hey guys, welcome to this week's Park City update. We just had our big meeting of going over quarter for Park City stats. So, there are a couple things that I really want to dive into and some points that I want to make that are just reiterating what I'm feeling, seeing, hearing, and what's happening to me and my business and who's reaching out to me and what's going under contract and what's not going under contract, what buyers are asking for, what sellers want to know. So, first, I want to talk about bureauficated markets. Park City has a lot of bureauficated markets. Our high end luxury buyers are more prominent than ever. We've got Marcella, we have Summit Blanc, we have Founders Place. These new construction projects are going under contract rapidly. And they're not cheap to buy into, right? They are about 20 to 30% of the purchase price is what you need for your deposits. Um, and these are $6 million properties. So there is a big demand for these luxurious new properties. So luxury buyers, high-end buyers are sort of driving Park City prices up in a sense. Because there is a very high demand for the luxury buyer, the branded residence. People want that and they have the money to buy it. The second thing that I want to talk about is that most people are leaning towards new construction. Like they would prefer to have new construction. And we've got a lot of new construction happening, especially out at the Jordanelle. The next thing I want to talk to you about is for sellers, right? Homes that are 20 to 30 years old, they better be updated, they better be well maintained, and they better be in perfectly meticulous maintained condition if you want to get the best price for that property and for it to go under contract fast. I've noticed that people do not want a project. They do not want to take on a project. Now it depends, right? Location plays a lot into this. A house that might be in a killer neighborhood where it's like the um the lowest priced property in the neighborhood, somebody might look at that and go, that's a killer investment opportunity. I didn't really want to put a lot of work into this, but let me rethink it because what else are my options on the market? Um, I seem to think that things with the interest rate drops, that things that are in that $1.5 million range again, whew, they're going fast. Every time I open up my email, it's pending, 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 pending. And a lot of the homes are in that price point. And I just showed a house today that was actually listed for 4 million. They dropped the price to 3.7, and it's been on the market for quite some time. And it was in Promontory, and they just got an offer on it. So things are moving, my friends. For sellers, this is good for you to know. So I wrote down all my notes on here. So I promise that I'm not just like, these are all my notes of what I want to make for this video. Most buyers are willing to pay just about anything if the property is flawless. So I want you to listen to those words again, my dear seller friends. Buyers are willing to pay just about anything for a property that is flawless. They do not want to deal with a dated, tired property that they're going to have to update and that's going to be a project. Most people do not want to do that. They will just pay more money for a house that is turnkey. So if you're a seller, that means, Nicole, do I have to paint my property? Yes. Do you need to clean your property? Yes. Do you need to update some of the fixtures? Yes. Does that mean that you have to do a full blown remodel? No. But, I recommend go on Google and look for inexpensive ways that can really zhuzh up your property. Paint the cabinets. Get rid of orange cabinets, please. Please, I beg of you. Please make the orange oak go away. It's not going to look good in pictures, and B, it's dated. Okay. The next thing that you need to know is that you need a local guide. Yes, you need a local guide. Why? Because Park City's markets are so bureauficated, right? What's happening in Jordanelle is one story. What's happening in Jeremy Ranch is another story. So we'll get to this in a second, but Jeremy Ranch is down 20%. Okay, you guys, while Jordanelle is up 94%. Now, I think it's really important to remember that like neighborhoods where there's only been like 3 sales in the last year, like you can't really like be like, oh, that's the median price now. Like you need to look at neighborhoods where there have been 10 or more sales to get a really good median price point. you can't really, there are certain neighborhoods, like some of the new construction projects, like Sumé Blanc, like there are no comparables for that. I've had a couple people ask me, "Well, what's the comparable for this?" Nothing, because there's nothing like this exists in the Intermountain West. I think people need to realize that there's not just like a big overview of Park City because every single neighborhood is so incredibly different. Let's take Sun Peak for a second. So Sun Peak has a lot of big houses like similar to Promontory and similar to like Lower Deer Valley, right? These guys are big. Some of them are very, very dated, and some of them are expensive. Like you've got kind of the cute little cottages that are selling for 1.5 million to 2 million if it has a basement or an upstairs or 5 bedrooms and is updated, not dated. Um, but some of the bigger properties, the competition for Sun Peak is really, once you're in the $4 and $5 million price point, now you're competing with Promontory. And Promontory is a beast. It is a beast. So unless somebody is specifically looking to be very, very, very close to Canyons Village, um, and wants to spend 4 million for that, but so you've got competition there. So that's just something to know for people. Like there are certain neighborhoods, once you hit a certain price point, where you are now competing with those gated communities. Does your neighborhood offer those same types of amenities? There is an absurd amount of building happening out in Jordanelle. Jordanelle Ridge is going crazy, and over by the Heber airport, the private airport over there, builders are going crazy. Now, something to know is that not all of these builders are putting all of their inventory on the MLS. They're only putting a couple of things on. So half of their inventory isn't even showing up on the MLS. Now, something to remember, if you're walking through a model home, a new development, you're going to a sales gallery, you're walking into a Tuhey, a Promontory, a Red Ledges, or you're going to a Founder's Place or a Sommet Blanc or a Sky Ridge, and you're walking right into the sales office without me, and you want my representation, you need to tell them that you're working with me, okay? That I'm helping you. Because if you don't, then it makes it kind of a down the line, whose client is who, okay? So if you want my help, you need to tell them that I'm helping you. And if you don't want my help, then um then you shouldn't call me. That sounds really bad, but some people are like, "We just want your opinion." And it's like, "Why are you calling me for just an opinion?" Like this channel is not just to be your friend. I think one of the most important points that I want to drive away is that for buyers who are still like, "We want a deal. We're hoping to get a deal." Okay, if you want a deal and you're hoping to get the best price possible, then you should not plan on buying land and building, and you should not plan on looking at any of the new construction or new developments. Those are not negotiable. If you want to negotiate on something, you should be looking at a house that is a resale that has been sitting for an enormously long period of time. That is where you'll be able to get the best negotiation power. New developments, new construction developments, Founders Place, Summit Blanc, Marcella, Grand Hyatt, everything that's happening around the Jordanelle, like the price is the price. If you're buying from the developer, the price is the price because they have their own specific REPCs and real estate purchase contracts. REPC is real estate purchase contract lingo. They have their own contracts. And they're like, "Hey, like, why should we give you a deal?" Now 302B is going to be like, "Wait, what? You got an incentive?" So I think you need to know this. If builders or developers are having trouble selling their project, then they will offer some sort of incentive that they will roll out to everybody. They're not just going to one-off give you a deal and not somebody else. So I just think, please, I need to drive that into you, that really buying new construction is not really negotiable. You're kind of on their terms. Their real estate purchase contract does not favor you. It favors the developer, because if it did not favor them, they're spending millions and millions of dollars to build this thing. They've got construction loans from the bank that they have to pay off. It's a very high stress to be a developer, you guys. And if they did not run their businesses the way they ran their business, we'd have no new construction and no new developments for you. Okay. And I also think that it's important to realize that once those resales hit the market, ooh, the wind is going to be completely knocked out of you when those next resales hit the market, because they're going to be more money, or the next phase rolls out in the market. If you're kind of that person that's like, "Oh, I'm just waiting to see if it drops." Well, keep waiting, my friend, because prices are not dropping here. So with all of that said, I would love to jump into some of these stats. Now, I am not going to go over everything because honestly, it's just so much information. So if there is a specific neighborhood that you're like, "Hey, Nicole, I'm thinking of selling my house. I'm in this neighborhood. Can you help me?" I would love to meet with you and chat about it. But just going through all the neighborhoods is too time consuming, and this will end up being a 2-hour long video. So if you want more personalized information about a specific neighborhood, single family condo, whether you're land, then you need to reach out to me through an email, through a text, through a call, and let's sit down and meet and talk about it. So what I really want to talk about is kind of the year over year. Let's just do the big view picture here to look at what's happening in our market, okay? So Park City is a tale of two cities. You got the 84060, the 84098. So in the 84098, we've got a median price of 6.387. For Snyderville Basin, you've got a median price of 2.262,500. For the Jordanelle, up 94%, my friends, 3.175 million. The Heber Valley is 940. Camas Valley is 965. Primary market area, I don't like looking at that because why are we comparing Park City, Snyderville, Jordanelle, Heber, and Camas all together in one big jumbo mumbo? They're too bureaucrated, as you can see, my dear friends. Okay, now I want to jump into condos real quick and do the same thing for condos here, year over year. So let's look at year over year. So in Park City for a condo, a median price is 1.6 12500, and for Snyderville Basin, that's 987. For Jordanelle, it's a million 64. For the Heber Valley, it's 581. For Camas, it's 574. There's not a lot of condos in Camas, FYI. Okay. Now let's do the same thing for land for people that are thinking of land. FYI, land is expensive, and most people are dumping it because they realized how expensive it is to build up here and how long it's going to take, and the hassle of finding an architect and a builder, and it's going to cost them a lot of money to build. So a lot of people are actually wanting to sell their land and buy resales instead. Okay, so Park City year over year for 84060 is 1.7 million. So for land, my friends, okay. For Snyderville Basin, it's 855,500. For Jordanelle, it's 1.2 million. For Heber Valley, it's 470. For Camas Valley, it's 355. Okay. And now what I really want to do is get into these amazing slides from Rick Klein, who is the man. He is just the man. I did it wrong. There we go. Okay, so what I really want to show you is the appreciation and how long it's going to take for your house to sell if you are thinking of selling. So here's the absorption rate, my friends. So the absorption rate is about 5 months. So it's the same as December of 2022. He makes these charts and they go all the way back. A lot of them go all the way back to 2001. This one goes back to 2013. So he's saying between January 13th, January 1st, 2013 and 2020, I'm sorry, and 2019, we were about 7.2 months. And that is sort of like the normal in Park City. It's like our absorption rate is 7.2 months. So right now we're at 5 months. So we're under that normal absorption rate. And NAR, everywhere else in the country with all the sales combined is about 3.5 months. So that lets you know that we have a lot of low inventory. Okay. And again, I can send you this slide deck if you're somebody who really wants to dive into this stuff, but this is one of the best slides you could ever look at if you were a seller. So if you're thinking of selling your single family home or your condo in town, right? You are in any of those areas that's Prospector, Park Meadows, Thanes, Deer Valley, Lower, Upper Empire, Deer Crest, Old Town, Prospector. For condos, If you are listed under 1.6, it should sell in about 1.2 months. So that's pretty fast. If you are over 1.6, it's going to sell in about 6.4 months. So a lot longer. For single family homes, if you're under 3.6 million, it's going to take about 4 months for it to sell. If you're over 3.6 million, it's going to take almost a year to sell. So 11 and a half months. For the basin, for a condo, if you're under a million 45, it's going to sell in about 4.8 months. And if you're over a million 45, it's going to sell in about 5.9 months. So quite a bit longer time on the market out in the basin versus old in town. People really want the ski condo. When you own, the closer that you buy to the ski areas, the more it is like owning beachfront property. For a single family home, if you're under 2.5 million for the basin, for Snyderville Basin, it'll sell in about 3.6 months. If you're over 2.5, 9.3 months. So quite a bit more. And then for Heber, Heber is crazy, you guys. If you're under 947, you'll sell in about 2.3 months. If you're over 947, 9.8 months. So it's taking quite a bit longer for homes to sell in Heber right now. Again, Heber is another market that is very interest rate sensitive, similar to Salt Lake. Okay, so this is one of my favorite slides. This lets you know about our appreciation. Do you see this lovely line? If you are thinking and wondering, is Park City a good place to park my money? Why, yes, it is. If you have sold a business, you're selling a business, whatever it is, you guys, I have so many people that have like, we sold a business where we watched all your videos. We're going to park our money in Park City real estate because not only is it a safe and stable investment, we also get the benefits of using it and increasing our lifestyle and improving our life. And we have a place to have our family come visit, an amazing place to enjoy. And it's easy to get to. It's extremely convenient. So this slide goes all the way back to January of 2001. And then as you can see, we've had some rises and then some falls, and then we're rising back up. So prices in the long run over the past 23 years, you guys, have appreciated at about I would say about 7% monthly. Compounded monthly. 7.7% annually, not monthly, annually, because that would be insane a month. I would say that prices in the long run, that prices over the long run have appreciated at about 7%. 7%. Okay, you guys? So for those of you that think prices are going down, they just are not going down. So let's look at this take home message, all right? This is very important for you guys to understand. So COVID, oh gosh, that was 4 years ago. Well, do we still have to keep talking about it? Okay. It landed in Park City in Q1 of 2020. By Q2, sales had fallen to the lowest point since the Great Recession. Then the floodgates opened and COVIDians stormed our market, and we hit an all-time sales record by Q4 of 2020. Sales slowly diminished and fell below the normal level by Q4 of 2022. Sales have slowly improved this last year, with Q4 now within a 6% of normal. Given our strong Q4 printed sales and the likelihood that mortgage rates are going to keep declining this year, 2024 appears most promising. For our supply, sales exceeded listings throughout most of the pandemic, with inventory hitting a nadir Q1 2022. Inventory has improved significantly over the last 2 years, but still remains 25% less than pre-pandemic levels. Much of this improvement is due to the new product. As the start of this year, 56% of our residential listings are new construction, you guys. Pricing is tricky. The headline overall median price grew at 11%. However, this was largely buoyed by the increased price of vacant land. You guys, land is expensive. Condo prices, for example, in town showed an 8% median price gain, and most areas were either flat or showed a slight decrease, with the median price being lifted by sales in Upper Deer Valley and Empire Pass. Similarly, condo prices in the areas 10 through 29 showed as flat. So, like I've always told people, Park City doesn't really go down. It goes flat, it goes up, it goes flat, it goes up. But it is due to but that's including the new construction at Jordanelle. So same with home prices in the basin. Prices show an impressive gain, but again, this is largely due to the median prices in the Jordanelle soaring at 94%, right? Prices in Jordanelle have gone up 94%. Cue my Gary V moment. I've walked through, I think it's on Mayflower Lakeside. I'm going to cue it, you guys. And I'm telling
So a lot more potential for appreciation out here. Getting in early is key because this area is going to explode. Think of where prices are now. You could buy something for $500K for like a Mayflower condo, I think, and now they're selling for $9 million, and some are even selling for $1 million. These you could obviously get for $1 million. Now they're $2.5 million. So the appreciation is going to skyrocket, especially with what's happening on the other side of the freeway with Marcella Club and Belvier. If you've got condos and townhomes and single family homes going from $4 million to $15 million, just imagine what's going to happen to this side of the lake, and not to mention what's going to happen to Sky Ridge, Hideout area, Heber and Midway, the Heber and Midway Valley. It's an area that has potential for huge appreciation. It's a completely brand new area, and in my personal opinion, I believe that this area is going to be far more expensive than Park City in the future, simply because it's all new everything, all new construction, all new development.
boom, I cannot wait to have a mic drop moment. The median price of a home fell 30% in Jeremy Ranch. So again, like I've told you guys, if you've been watching my videos for a long time, there are certain neighborhoods that pop and there's certain neighborhoods that cool. Park City as a whole is completely bureaucrated. The price points are different. The condo market's different. The area that your house is in, your condo is in, your land is completely different. What's happening at the Jordanelle? It's booming, okay? So the bottom line is our market is in a transition. It's nuanced. You, as buyers and sellers, need knowledgeable local agents like myself more than ever. Again, my name is Nicole Bowdle. I'm a local real estate agent in Park City, Utah. I have been a local resident of Park City for 37 years. I do not live in Salt Lake. I do not live in Heber. I live in Park City. Canyons Village is my backyard. So if you are thinking about buying or selling real estate in Park City, Utah, please reach out to me. My information is always dropped down in the description link down below. I would love to see how I could serve you and best help you.